Multidisciplinary teams a patient might be referred to. There are a number of teams that you might need to refer or recommend a patient to as part of your care plan or evaluation if they require ongoing care of some kind. Common referrals include a referral to the smoking cessation service if the patient is a smoker, to the alcohol liaison team if they're drinking too much, and to the dietitian if their diet requires some improvements. If the patient has mobility issues and is at risk of falls, you could refer them to a physiotherapist or occupational therapist. If there are certain ADLs the patient is struggling with, you can refer them to occupational therapy, who can help to promote a patient's independence and safety at home. If the patient has worsening mobility, you might consider a referral to a physiotherapist who can provide exercises and equipment such as splints to help. If the patient has worsening breathing, you might want to make a referral to a chest physiotherapist to help the patient breathe more freely, or to a respiratory specialist nurse. If the patient has wounds they need to care for outside of hospital, you would likely refer them to a practice nurse or district nurse. If the patient has pain, you would refer them to a pain specialist. Pain specialists may be specific to acute or chronic pain. If the patient has speech or language issue after a stroke, for example, you could refer them to the speech and language therapy team, or SALT for short. If the patient has dependents at home that rely on them for care, for example a child, you would refer them to social services. Equally, if they had a pet at home that was going to be left alone due to the patient's ill health, you could refer the patient to the pet welfare team, who will ensure their animal is taken care of. If you have a diabetic patient who is unstable due to surgical intervention, you would make a referral to the diabetes team for them. If the patient is spiritual, requiring some comfort or any pastoral care, you may want to make a referral to a spiritual leader or chaplain for them. The important thing to remember is that it is essential that you get permission from the patient for the referral. If they do not consent, it is vital that you state this and that you have offered the referral in your SBAR update, but that it has been refused. When suggesting a referral, you should clearly specify the risk associated with the person's condition. For example, patient is at risk of foot amputation if wound management and glucose levels are not managed more effectively.